Bears can lose up to half their body weight during their winter snooze. When the springtime alarm clock goes off, they wake up hungry. They'll feed on whatever they can find, and a 5-minute meal at a bird feeder can provide enough calories to keep them going for 5 to 6 hours. Typically, taking down the bird feeder solves the problem, but in some cases, the bear's persistence can make them a nuisance. I followed the DNR through the process of relocating just such a bear.
During the month of April, May, and June, that's usually our bear complaint season. Usually a bear comes out of hibernation and he's pretty hungry. And most of a bear's diet is vegetative matter. So basically, if a bear wanted to, he could go out in the field and eat grass if he wanted to. But if a bear had a choice between going out and eating vegetative matter or something that's high energy, like bird seed, more times than not, a bear is going to go after the high energy food source. So in the springtime, the various DNR offices gets bear complaints, and the vast majority of them revolves around a food source. Most often it's a bird feeder, trash, garbage, or a burning barrel. And the vast majority of bear complaints can be taken care of just if you just remove the food source. In certain circumstances, sometimes a bear causes additional problems, like a bear getting in an apiary, for example, or a bear that's causing property damage. Those are the cases that we kind of look at and potentially try to remove the bear. Our success rate it's 50-50. We get a 50% chance of catching a bear when we set a trap. When we do catch a bear, they have such a large territory size. A male bear can have a 50-60 square mile territory that we have to move a bear quite a long ways. So a bear, if we caught here, for example, we'd be moving it as far away as we can. We'd be moving it 50-60 miles. And when we do, we usually try to move them in an area that's away from houses, that are in a wooded area. And usually when we move a bear, we don't have issues with that bear again. If a big bear comes in, I just want to make it feel nice and sturdy, so you got to put something in here to make it. Pulls on the. What we like to do is try to get them out of the trap as soon as we can. So the sooner you call us, the sooner we can get out here and get the bear out of the trap.
Yeah, you guys hungry?
Today's recipe called for some donuts with a splash of jelly. Layer it up tightly, top it all off with a dusting of Kool-Aid, and you've got a snack that no bear can resist. Well, the trap was set and the waiting game began. But lo and behold, on the very first night, the smell of donuts, jelly, and Kool-Aid were apparently more than the bear could resist. And he fell for it.
Today we relocated a bear that had become a problem by getting into bird feeders to start with, and then when the bird feeders didn't satisfy him anymore, he started going into a house at one point, and some beehives as well. So we ended up having to move him 50 miles from home, doesn't have any idea where food or cover is, and had to endure 16 hours plus in the steel trap. It's better for the bear than being killed, certainly, but this is already a stressful time of year for them. They're coming out of hibernation. We do have green up finally, so they have some food, but part of the reason they become more of a problem this time of year is food is still scarce for them. So we're taking a bear from an area where it lived for a number of years, a couple of years anyway, and knows where the food sources are, to an area where it doesn't know where the food sources are this time of year. And in addition, we're most likely dropping it in the territory of another normally larger bear, which is going to run this bear out until it finds another uninhabited territory that it can claim for itself. So certainly not the best option for the bear, versus someone to clean up the bird feeders and not having a problem to start with. Anything that smells good to a bear, which is just about any food source, will attract the bears. So certainly if you have a problem with a bear in your area, or you anticipate having bears in your area, clean up all those things, put them away, so if a bear does come through because it smells something that's in your garage or whatever, it can't get a reward for it. As soon as they eat something once, they're going to be back to check on it again. So get those cleaned up and taken care of. At that point, if the bear's still hanging around probably gonna have to call us to look at the situation again, see what else is going on. Certainly, if you have a problem with a bear and you've done all that, talk to your neighbors, make sure they've done the same. Because if the bear's in the neighborhood, because of bird seed at one house, it will check the next house as well.